I done reneged a couple times and shit. Say, oh, this the last podcast. My friend, let me get in my. I think I should have already been in my tank top. Too late to change. I want to change to my tank top, but what the hell with it? The point is, we talking politics tonight. I know that's a hard stone up turnover politics. Like we work off a country that works off of people being disillusioned and against each other. I get it. I try to I understand this shit. I think the only thing that even kind of led me to motivate me to talk about this was I was watching the Jimmy Dore show, and it's this guy on the Jimmy. I like the fact that they are two part kind of like partners. Is Jimmy Dore show. That's why they call it Jimmy Dore show. But he do let bro be liberal enough to where he can disagree with him. And there's been time where I agreed with the other guy more than Jimmy. But the night I not only agree with more with Jimmy, but Jimmy was saying they make you guys go left against right and right against the left, and the other guy was like, it's okay against to go against the left, which I think is such a irresponsible comment to make. Because like at this point, dog, if you think you're a right going against the left, if you think you're a left going against the right, you're an idiot going against correct. That's what this shit is. This shit ain't about no left or no right. You are an idiot going against sensible, logical. You're irrational going against rational. Is when I show the, it's so funny because like I be so hell bent on believing that the government know me by name. I be feeling like this shit is like the movie with Will Smith. Y'all I'm no I'm getting old now, but that throwback movie from '98, Enemy of the State. I feel like I be enemy of the state because shit I been pointed out years ago. I'm talking about like the shit that is y'all just not finding out in 2026 and y'all think these bitches is woke and they popping some shit. I've been saying this shit since like 8 years ago. And I'm like, I know these people must be like, how the hell he was on to this shit 8 years ago? So when I was showing pictures of Hillary Clinton at Donald Trump fucking wedding, and I was like, yo, cuz I've been showing pictures of Hillary at Donald Trump wedding. When Obama was president, I was showing y'all niggas this shit. This before Hillary ever ran against Trump. I was showing y'all pictures of the elites. Like, everybody meet at the top. I was talking about paragons before motherfuckers knew what paradigms was. When, at the end of the day, picture a triangle. I got one hand holding the camera, so I can't do a full triangle. But if I showed you half of a triangle and the other half is this, then this bottom is separate, but the top meets at the top. We're going to meet each other at the top. Fuck these pro bastards. The Democrats elected me into Capitol Hill. The Republicans elected me to Capitol Hill. But now that we're here, we co-workers. It was we got here by people with differences theoretical opinions of how the government should be ran. Theology, sociology, or whatever you want to call it. They got here, their different opinions made them vote against each other. But what it did was it put us in a chamber working with each other. And now that we get to know it, it's just like the motherfucking Steeler fans. You know how motherfuckers got Hurricane. Well, I'm from Florida, but I'm using an example. Or let's use the Alabama example. Auburn dad, fucking Crimson Tide mother. You feel me? Or Florida State dad, Florida Gator mother. Just because we got a difference in the fucking schools we cheer for don't mean we don't got a common agenda of our raising our child. Just because we got this different theoretical idea how we should work don't mean we don't both live in the same suburbs. Our kids don't go to the same permanent schools. There's only one Duke. I never heard of a Democratic Duke, a Republican Duke. I never heard of a Harvard, Republican Harvard, a Democrat Harvard. Last time I checked, Democrats and Republicans go to Princeton, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Georgetown. They both go there. So motherfuckers be acting like it's this big separation. Oh, in ideology. Oh, prominent is prominent. Dominant is dominant. So when the motherfucker dominating you and they say, man, let's get together and let's put on this charade. I find it funny and offensive when any party, whether it be left or right, act like they got this like undying convictions and loyalty to their party. Oh well, fuck the Dems and fuck the Republic. Are you kidding me, dog? Y'all niggas getting finessed, dog. So I just want to say that. Now I'm gonna entertain the trolls because today has been a great day for trolls, and trolls is what make this shit interesting. So we're not gonna get too deep into this shit. We're gonna make it fun, and I want to be like Jon Stewart, where I hit you with some shit that's tough for you niggas to bear, and it hurt you in your soul, but at the same time make it funny enough to like kind of get through. So let's try to keep that shit like night court. I know I'm a little old. I'm talking like some shit that your mammy and your granddad don't know why night court. But let's just act like this is night court. Let's call this night court. So anyway, Brandon Martinez. Hi, hello. What's up, Mr. Martinez? Dylan Dino say, hey, can you do me a favor? I don't do favors. That already started off bad. Don't ask me for no favor. Just go ahead and state what you want, and I either ignore it or speak on it. But favors, I don't do favors. Legend Blanton say, yo, what's happening? Here go Dylan Dinos come back. That was funny. See, you should have just said that. Don't ask me to do you a favor. You asked, do I have marshmallows nearby? I ate the rest of my Lucky Charms this morning. That's the last of the marshmallows I had. Jodeci Bird said, God loves you. I believe you, and I do. You know what I'm saying? I welcome the trolls, dog. Let y'all go ahead and drop topics y'all want me to talk about. You ain't gotta be so serious. Started this shit talking about Democrats and Republicans, how both of them is idiots and shit. Anybody that commits themselves to one particular party in America in 2026, you're an idiot. Anybody that votes in the next election that's coming up, that's so that I'm gonna vote Republican no matter who the elect is, or I'm gonna vote, you're an idiot. At this point, haven't we seen enough? I'm talking about for anybody old enough to vote. I'm talking to the youth. If there's any youth that's up right now, haven't we seen enough that you said, even in your young life, let's say this is your first election where you can be able to vote. Haven't you seen enough of betrayal? Well, you say, dog, I'm so tired of being lied to. I'm going to vote for the first believable motherfucker. I don't give a fuck what they talking about. I don't give a fuck what their religion is, what their skin color is, what their sexual orientation is. I want a fucking person that's going to give me some truth. Just truth. Truth. If you're going to like, it's so funny. Like, I don't know no bigger person than I'm not gonna mention this guy's name, but he's a radio personality. He kept talking about Project 2025, and everybody and Donald Trump did. He's like, what's Project 2025? I don't know what the fuck Project 2020. So as he got in that bitch, Project 2025. It would have been bearable if he would have just said like, nigga, hey, this is what it is, and ran on that shit and stuck to it. But the fact that we done been lied to so many fucking times, it's shit like dating. Finding the president is like dating. We just want a little truth. At this point, we don't even want the pretty bitch no more. We just want a motherfucker that's just gonna be honest. You feel me? Like, we so used to presidents that got wives and kids and shit. Give me a divorced president, bitch. Like, can we get a divorced president with like what they call that shit, alimony and shit? I want a president with bills and in debt and got problems and shit. Give me a president that's gonna come out and understand, man, I gotta pay my bills. I just got divorced from this bitch. I got a side bitch talking about shit. Give me a president with some issues that I can relate to. Don't give me no fake ass, fake marriage shit. Cause even Chelsea will tell you her parents was the rigged fucking arranged marriage. That Obama shit was some a disgrace. Fucking, I don't give me this shit, dog. Don't give me the dog. You think let's look at the president's kids. Let's just talk about the last presidents that have been in office. And I'm talking. This should have covered 20 years worth of presidents. So the one that comes out almost unblemished that we ain't heard nothing crazy about is Chelsea Clinton. But her parents are so fucked up that we just gotta imagine that Chelsea gotta be fucked up because her parents are so fucked up. So Chelsea is the cleanest fucking White House kid because she's the only child. So we ain't really got nothing against Chelsea. But her parents is fucked up enough for her. So let's move after Chelsea. Then we got the Bushes. Now, I just want to give a shout out on the side note real quick. Shout out Chanel. Got love for you, Chanel. I love following journalism and shit like that. Even though this media is rigged like a motherfucker. Chanel got a little show with Jenna Bush. Jenna Bush was handed, obviously, her position due to her family and shit. But she's done a great job in being handed her shit through nepotism. And having said that, I don't know too much about the actual Bush children. Bush did a great job, and nobody really talked about his kids. We just talked about how dumb Bush was. Let's just call it what it is. We talked about his drunk ass brother-in-law and shit. The motherfucker We talk about old Bushes, Prescott Bush from way back in the days. Anybody know about history? But when nobody talked about the Bush kids, so he did a great job of nobody talking about his kid. But he's sort of like the Clinton. He just carried enough baggage you didn't think about his kids. Now let's get to Obama. Obama was supposed to be the first black president. Whoa, power to the people. Power to the people, my brother. Oh, bitch, you gotta drag his older daughter to even look at a nigga in the face. To look at a black man in the eye. Bitch, you gotta put horse blinders on her to not pay attention to the white boys. This is the power. Prior to I'm Obama. I'm president of the black nation. I've learned how to speak like Martin Luther King Jr. I'm gonna do so much for you black niggas. You niggas gonna love me. But my older daughter, oh, you can't get her in the room with a nigga. She won't look at that nigga for nothing. She might stab me in my heart if I tell her to date a nigga. Now the little daughter, who look like Michelle, which is so funny because they got rumors of like the daughter's supposed to be from another parents. I ain't feeding into that, but they make it almost like believable. But I almost feel like they not really sisters because the little daughter like niggas. She looks like her mama and she like niggas. The nigga the older nigga that look like a bummer that like only white boys, you can't trust that little motherfucker right now. I don't even want to call her nothing crazy because I understand the bummer still got power. It's the white people that's stupid enough to feel like, oh, fuck a bummer and talk all that bummer shit and act like that nigga ain't, his mama ain't from Kansas with blue eyes and white and like that his mama didn't go to school at that prestigious university and grew up on Capitol Hill and shit like that. Bitch, I forgot what's they call it, the war. It started with a W. A lot of prestigious lawyers go there and shit like that. Bitch, that's what a school Obama mama went to, not Obama. I'm talking about his mama. Obama went, we all know he went to Harvard. Look at the school that his mama went to, the Wharton, what that's called that shit or some shit like that. Bitch, his mama went there. That's where she met his daddy at. His daddy went to school there. Bitch, this is prestigious shit. So I said all that to say, his kids, they grow up partying and living their fucking life, doing their thing. I believe Michelle been fucking one of them white boy, what they call it, Secret Service and shit. So that's a fucked up family. You look at the Bidens, and now this shit only get worse. It goes downhill from here. Now let's go to Biden. Coke fucking out. Nigga, if you had to put the Coke Awards between Donald Trump Jr. and between the motherfucking cracker that supposed to call all the years of prison, who lied on the little form and shit, and Joe Biden, I'm not gonna bail my son out after sending a billion niggas and white people to jail. They were what America supposed to be so far. This is the most outrageous shit ever in American history. Spent his entire end of his last year. I'm not gonna bail my son out. I know I done sent too many white men and too many niggas to the chain gang to be trying to fucking be a hypocrite about my son. And then the last day, hey, I'm gonna be a hypocrite about my son. Bitch, I'm bailing out my whole staff, nigga. I know Trump finna come lock everybody up in my team. Bitch, hey, I'm getting you, I'm getting you this, I'm getting, you can't get prosecuted, you can't, everybody get a no prosecute. You feel me? That's the fucking government we from. So now we bring Trump back, who already had been president, and his coke, like, them niggas doing coke on camera. Bitch, so at the end of the day, dog, it's like, cuz, I ain't even supposed to win here, dog. Let me read some of these comments. I wasn't supposed to get this deep with this shit. A pardon. That's ridiculous. Everybody gets a pardon. Bitch, Joe Biden was getting pardons out like Oprah was giving out. You get a car. You get a car. You get a pardon. You get a pardon. You get a... Bitch, the nigga that sold his son don't got a pardon. Ain't you a lucky ass nigga? Bitch, ain't you the luckiest dope dealer ever? Bitch, I sold your son dope. You know what I know. Okay, well, you get a pardon too, nigga. Well, my homeboy, he the plug. He sold me the dope that I sold him. Well, he get a part. Well, his homeboy used to sell dope, and they might try to come back. Well, fuck it, everybody, get a part. And nigga, just stop asking me for the part. So, bitch, everybody got a fucking part. If you sold dope, anybody that's related that's selling dope to fucking Donald Trump Jr. or Joe Biden Jr., bitch, you got a part in. Bitch, that's the deal. The alligator man, the Tiger King couldn't even get a fucking part in. Bitch, the Tiger King couldn't even get a part in. And them crackers was mad about that shit. The rednecks they was so mad. I voted for you, fucking Trump. I said fuck those niggers, and you going out here freeing dope dealers and drug dealers, and you said you would fight for me, goddammit. You said... I love how he fucked over them people. I don't like what his country is becoming, but I do like the fact that he fucked over rednecks. because you crackers got to get fucked over for your ignorancy. Like, at some point, you crackers got to vote me for president. For anybody want to find out about me, just vote Rock Game Castro. They let you do write-ins. You know, when you do the, like, vote for the president of the United States, you don't have to put what's on the ballot in the bubble. You can write in the candidate. Well, fucking, if y'all want to show demonstration, fucking write my name in, bitch. You crackers need. That's why I want to tell you, bitches, where y'all be getting the game fucked up at. Y'all be looking for the person that tell y'all the most lies. I'll be the greatest president of the United States of America, because I'm only gonna give you the truth. Don't you want the truth? I can lie to you like a wife and tell you the shit you want to hear. I'll massage your ego. But if you don't want your ego massage, say, cracker man, listen. This is what we're going to do. What y'all crackers want? And I'm going to listen to the white man tell me all their grievances. It's all these... Because we're here to talk. Let's talk about this shit real quick. I believe that the Mexicans are taking my job. And I'm going to give it to a cracker straight up, right? I'm going to pull the cracker to the side. Well, it's just going to be me. I'm going to be the only... It's going to be another black man in the room that I really trust. That if these crackers get out of line, we got to bust these crackers, then you my nigga. Oh, we gotta die together, ride together. But I'm going to have one... But outside of that, it's only white boys in the room. And I'm asking the cracker, what are y'all concerns? Well, we're concerned about the Mexicans taking over and the illegal citizens taking over. And so this is what make me different. I'm giving you my campaign if I was president. Okay, you right. So here's the deal. We are giving all these illegals or so-called illegals, we got this visa V1, B1, 3, whatever the fuck program. We got this shit. Yeah. We've been using this shit to our advantage to suppress the labor market because corporations run America. Corporations are the biggest lobbyists. Corporations what got me in my chair to be in front of you gracious white men. And I'm talking to the crackers with the guns and shit. The ones that don't know shit, but they got a lot of guns. Well, what do you mean? I just told you the crackers, not you crackers, the real crackers with the money got me in the chair. Again, you the gang. You said you tired of these folks taking over. So this is the situation. If I get rid of these people, do you understand a lot of corporations are going to want to pull out of America? But that's what terrorists is for, Trump. You told us that you would bring jobs back because of terrorists will make the jobs. Man, listen, that's bullshit. You motherfuckers is going to pay the cost of this terror shit at the end of the day. Yeah, terrorists do work, but that's a long-term plan. Terrorists don't work in a fucking year. Terrorists work over time when I've made these bitches pay all this extra fucking penalties for years. Not in 1 year. These bitches got funds where they can go off rainy days, rainy years. And you motherfucking niggas who gonna have to pay the initial gripe of this terrorist, y'all gonna pay this shit up front in the first couple years, and y'all gonna fucking drag me down before my term even over. Then I ain't gonna get reelected. So this is a long game. So what you want to play? So what are you saying? That illegal immigration is due to the corporations that we keep buying into every day? All our favorite brands? Are you telling me the biggest retailer in America, Walmart, is part of the big illegal scam? Or that's what you're telling me? This is exactly what I'm telling you. Fuck you mean? You want me? I thought you voted for honesty. Okay, so how do we defeat this? Well, that's when I'm going to look at my nigga, because I'm going to have my nigga there with me, because this shit going to be hard. I'm talking to NRA members and shit. Bitch, I don't know what these crackers thinking. I'm looking at my nigga like, you crackers going to snap when I keep it real with them. I'm going to look at my nigga, okay. All right. So here's the deal, buddy. First United versus the state of Boston. It allowed corporations to contribute campaign funds and lobbyists. So your vote as an American, no matter how much ground networks you put down there, boots on the ground to vote, that doesn't matter because the corporations are going to outspend you guys. So that means that no matter what policy I set, they're probably going to vote me out next season. I'll try to get as much done through executive orders as I can if they don't kill me, because they're going to try to kill me, guys. We got your back, Trump. Yeah, you got my back, but they're well-funded and well-organized to where they can have all type of military, some outside countries, try to do the dirty work and allow these folks in. Okay, so what should we do? My family. I was gonna entertain this shit, but the more I get into my head as I play this shit, I don't want to put myself in danger talking about the results of this. So now I'm gonna just get to the nigga part. I already talked about the white folk part. So now I talk to the niggas. So the niggas, I'm in front of the niggas now. I know what the niggas want. They want reparations. Niggas just want reparations. Niggas like, hey, what's up, man? We voted for you, man. We came out of records. Man, nigga, fuck these crackers, bitch. What's up with our reparations, dog? These crackers owe us. So I'm gonna look at these niggas. I'm gonna say, you right. Crackers owe us. I'm still have my nigga with me. Because I know niggas, out of one of these niggas been paid by these crackers to come take me out. Bitch, they don't give a fuck about no reparation. They give a fuck about their personal finance and their bank account. So I gotta have my nigga looking for that one nigga that just disconnected. And I'm gonna look at these niggas in their face. I'm gonna tell these niggas, first thing I'm gonna do, because I gotta meet with the white boys first. I can't meet with the niggas first. I gotta meet with the white boys first to see what the white people think about before I come back to you niggas. To know what the fuck going on. I gotta get the temperature. So, I'm coming back to the white boy. I'm gonna tell him, hey man, listen, I told these crackers that lobbyists run the country, corporations run the country, and that it's not gonna be as simple, but I am gonna try. I've also let them know that I'm putting my life on the line behind this shit. They're gonna kill me before this term is over. I'm gonna executive order this bitch to death. But they're gonna kill me. Now the white boys, I'm telling niggas, they done vowed to protect me. But they don't know different channels of what's going on behind the scenes and all my motherfuckers in my cabinet plotting against me and shit. I got a lot of shit going on. They gonna Charlie Kirk my ass. But motherfucking before they do that, I got some things I want to get handled. Because I do believe in this country. I'm ready to die for this shit. So the niggas like, okay, cool. So I promised the white boys this. And I'm going to let them know everything on the ground what I promised the white boys. Now, what I didn't tell the white boys, because I ain't told the white boys this shit yet. Come a little closer. Nah, a little bit closer. I'm finna give you niggas reparations. Motherfuckers left. I expected it to just be like this in real life. I'm gonna say, come a little bit. I'm finna give you niggas reparations. I'm finna give you niggas. You fought niggas. Listen, bitch, I in love this country. I told them crackers I'm finna die for this shit. You think I was lying when I told them crackers I'm gonna die for this shit? I'm gonna die for this shit. What I didn't tell them crackers is you niggas getting reparations on my way out this bitch. Fuck, nigga. I'm standing on that shit, nigga. Bitch, the day I see you niggas get all your checks, bitch, that's the day they could kill me right there, nigga. Plymouth Rock I don't gotta land on Plymouth Rock. The whole fucking Plymouth Rock can land on me. So, I got you niggas. Now, a lot of you niggas gonna be mad at me, and I'm gonna tell the niggas in the room. We might have to screen this little meeting. This shit is for FBA. Why? Why it gotta be for foundational black Americans? Because you niggas went down for the fight. You niggas didn't give a fuck about what the fuck us foundational black Americans. Y'all niggas was like, I don't care about no rapper. You just happy to be here in America. And rightfully so. But motherfucker, if you didn't have to go through slavery, your people ain't had to go slavery, and you ain't had to never ask yourself as a person, as a human being. And this is a talk I'm gonna have amongst my niggas. If you never had to wake up, like Tupac say, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? This is a question that some black Americans has found themselves pondering. Because it's like, I didn't ask to be here. I don't even know how the fuck I got here. This shit is like a fucking nightmare sometimes. You wake up and it's like, bitch, I'm here. Oh, it's so funny for it be the non-white Americans too. When I say non-white American, let's just talk a little bit. I know I've been doing my skit, but let's get off a little subject real quick. It be the white Americans not even from America, the new white Americans. That's why I'm gonna be I'm gonna have my meetings with if I'm president, I'm gonna have my meetings with my original white Americans to get these fake ass white. That's gonna be the first thing we gotta do. We wanna deport some shit. Even more important than deporting the Mexicans is to deport all the imported fake white Americans with the fake outrage. That want the they want the old white Americans out this bitch. But they learn how to hate niggas in the process. So it's like there's like a double entendre or some shit. You know how to hate niggas while hating the fucking actual white Americans who built this country. So it's like they hate both. They here to expel you white people or replace you motherfuckers, all while still absorbing the shit that you motherfuckers thought y'all was feeling about us. So we gonna get rid of them motherfuckers. I say that to say because it be them main motherfuckers even more than the Anglo-Saxons. It be the descendants of slave owners. And notice what I just said. These descendants of slave owners is more for reparations than the motherfuckers who just got here 20 years ago. The motherfucker just got here 20 years ago. To me, why give the office niggas something? I'll never forget when Trump first came in the office and all those Chicos were scared. They try to say, hold up, we're like black. No, you motherfuckers ain't. No, don't you Cubans, don't you Mexican, don't I motherfucker dare you try to attach yourself to the black movement. You motherfuckers give us 200, no, just give us 400 years of labor, and then we can holler at each other in the year, whatever the fuck, 2000, 2500 or some shit. We're talking 2500. Let's reconvene about how y'all feel in 2500 after you give us X amount of years and free fucking labor and innovations that get stole from you. If you ain't did that shit and you fucking cut the barbed wire, fucking sucked your way to this country, got your way on the, or Ivanka Trump your way to this country, or snuck, I don't want to hear what the fuck you hollering about. So having said that, it don't be the Anglo-Saxons because if you ask Anglo-Saxons who people like Matthew McConaughey, I just got to use his name for real quick because I remember I studied the bloodline of Matthew McConaughey one time. I was looking up my own bloodline, but then I got curious and I was like, the guy who said, all right. That motherfucker got Confederate uncles and shit. But that's not neither here or there. It is here. It ain't there, but it's here. I'll tell you why it's here. Because a motherfucker like Matthew McConaughey can go back and trace their bloodline better than a motherfucker who been here their whole time because of how cruel slavery was and how many motherfuckers got raced off the books and looked at as vile and non-humans that a bitch can't even fully track their people. That shit just gonna go skip back to Africa versus your motherfucker who got maimed and shit on the way down to a slave trade, a slave auction, or an auctioneer smelled them and he ain't like the way they smelled, so he just say, fuck this bitch, he discarded this. So my point that I'm making is, dog, the cruelty and inhumaneness, the Anglo-Saxon descendants from those people, and being the fact that they was raised by a lot of black people in those days, they got more contrite and empathy to say, you know what, let's give them their reparation. It'd be the new cracker that just got here. Like, man, fuck those niggas. No, fuck you, you funky bitch. Go back to fucking Europe and stick that shit out and fight that shit out in Europe, funky bitch. That's why I'm like, no, that's why it's a conundrum. Trump in himself is a conundrum because it's so easy to dislike him, but it's so easy to say, ain't no president ever challenged the realms that he challenged. He said, fuck Europe. Ain't no president ever said, fuck Europe. The fuck? That's the biggest social welfare program in the fucking world outside of Israel itself. So fucking bitch, I can't get mad when a motherfucker say fuck you, let them bitches fight for themselves. You lose this country, you lose that country. That's on your own. Don't go try to be an imperialist and colonializer and shit like that if you ain't got no money. It take money to take over the world. You bitches ain't finna use our money no more to take over the world. That's what he's saying. Now, he ain't said that about the great you know who, but it don't matter. The fact is, he cut the rest of the motherfuckers off. You don't get no more of this welfare. So having said that, I would pay my niggas. Let me get back to my subject. If I was president, giving out reparations, foundational black Americans, descendants of fucking slavery, we getting this shit out the way. The cool part about this shit is once you get it out the way, it doesn't perpetuate. Meaning that once I paid the motherfuckers of this generation, that don't mean I pay motherfuckers 30 years from now who black born into America. Nigga, I made the payment. The payment is over with. Or anybody that ever had to pay restitution, you don't pay restitution to the motherfucker you owe restitution to, and then they kids and they kids. This shit is paid. It's over with. Get this shit out the way. I'm looking at this shit like a bill that's been hanging overhead with interest. Let's pay this shit off right now. Why niggas really, and if we look at it from a business standpoint, like, you buy low, sell high. That's what they say about the stock market. Buy low, sell high. Well, niggas is at their lowest state right now. And niggas is at their most spending state with the lowest intelligence of how to finance and treat money. So just from that standpoint, they gonna get this shit right back. Don't get me wrong, like, niggas is, a bitch would be crazy to think that it's not gonna be people like myself. And when I say people like myself, that's like, let's just say like 10,000 people, let's say 10,000. 10,000 black Americans is going to be changing their life, and it's going to change the generations that they produce life. But it's millions of black FBAs in America. So 10,000 out of millions is really is a drop in the bucket. And they gonna fucking, and it's gonna stimulate the economy. That's the another thing. You can use it if you wanted to sell it. You shouldn't have to sell the shit to white people. And like I said, you ain't gotta sell it to no sons of slave owners and those descendants of them motherfuckers. You gotta slave it to you gotta sell it to these new crackers who were acting like they white man, who was a threat to actual fucking original. I don't know if you would call them FWA or foundational white Americans, but motherfucking them motherfuckers, you don't have to sell it to. You gotta sell it to these little pretenders. So once again, once this shit is done, and if you needed to sell that idea, the way you sell it is, it's gonna stimulate the economy. Niggas gonna put that bitch right back in. Dave Chappelle made a skit about the shit, but it's so true. They go buy their Cadillacs, they this and that, they gold teeth, they grills, they chains, start record labels and entertainment, movies, etc., waste money, but stimulate the economy, break bread, script clubs, etc. And then motherfuckers, it's gonna be demographics that know how to capitalize off of that, and then it's gonna be some that don't. So boom, now back to the white guy. So boom, I dropped the reparation on these niggas. Let's say by this time I drop reparation, mind you, I done made my promise to the white man. So for those who coming in and don't know what's going on. So I done made my promise to the white man about making sure that we keep immigration to how we want to be. So how immigration will work with me under my presidency, I'm going to make sure we have an establishment. I'm talking to the white Americans first. Now, they're not going to like influence me to say, do no stupid shit like Trump say, fuck all the black countries. No. Because I understand that white men are concerned about Europeans coming into the country. Because this European looks just like you, Tom. Looks just like you, Bob. Looks just like you, Billy. And it only takes one generation for him to learn how to articulate and emulate how white culture or assimilate himself to white culture, while having a loyalty still to Europe over what his American values isn't what yours is. Yours is, I love Louisiana. I love Texas. I love Nebraska. His is, he loved Belgium. He loved whatever the fuck is in Europe. But he know how to play that shit like how you play because he look just like you. So I say that to say, I'm going to talk to you about your concerns about, okay, you don't want but X amount being allowed in. And one thing Trump did bring in a great point that he brought in, that I think is great. This shit going to become a financial system to a certain degree, meaning that, nigga, you want to get in the country, nigga, that $100,000. Now we can cut loose half of the fucking bitches trying to get in. 100 bands, bitch. And that 100 bands, how I would do it if I was president, I don't get no piece of this shit. The American government get no piece of this shit. This 100 bands goes into our social systems. It goes into our Medicaid. It goes into our Social Security. It goes into our public education. You see how you fucking redistribute the wealth that you create for motherfuckers that you got to understand, you built the product. The product is America. Now I got to make that product be self-sustaining. I want that product to continue to appeal to people. How does it appeal? Because they're the greatest country in the world. Yeah, but I don't need to be the greatest country in the world for corporations to milk motherfuckers and use slave motherfuckers and say we're going to suppress the wages of the people that's from that country. Hell no. It's the best country in the world because it produces the greatest minds and the innovation and the hardest workers. And the fact that we put the most money in the military, let's just call it for what it is. We got the biggest guns. Don't fuck with us. That's why we able to shit and sleep and perfect without worrying about a bomb. Like, niggas couldn't even imagine living in a place where bombs is dropping at night. You niggas couldn't imagine. You think living in the hood is awful and hearing a couple gunshots at night? You ever heard a fucking building explode, bitch? Yeah, a rocket just blew up half the fucking building. Nigga, how you sleep after that? So, bitch, our military, yeah, we understand. Yeah, we got the biggest guns, nigga, yeah. But this money is continually funded and perpetuated by what we create within this country. So, like, that would be the premise of my operation. So I talk to the white boys. Who y'all want, man? Who y'all, okay, boom. I go back to the black guys. Okay, listen, this is what the white boy said. Because this is working in conjunction. I'm a black man. I'm constrained with understanding that Majority is cultural relativism. I learned this shit in ethics in college. Bitch, the majority rules, nigga. That's the fucking rule of thumb, nigga. Majority rules. I don't give a fuck how fucked up it sounds. Majority rules. Unless the minority beats the majority. Now listen. I'm gonna bring a big point up. Majority rules in theory. Reality is, bitch, 2% of the motherfuckers of Earth control everybody. But they do it through making you think, oh, this is the majority opinion. Not at all. But I'm talking about under theoretical terms. If I was president, majority rules. I ain't gonna never take my people to the fucking slaughter. That's why I say, bitch, I'm gonna have my nigga with me everywhere we go, bitch. But at the same time, he probably gonna love me. Because one thing about it, dog, when people are balling and everybody is living good, a bitch will love you to death. I seen the most hoodest niggas Donald Trump first term. And this is like the conflict of everything. I'm gonna tell you, I listen to a lot of AM radio. Pardon me, dog. I listen to the shit nobody listen to. These conservative stations that be hard. And I'm here. I listen to conservative stations so I could come and illustrate what I be hearing to you niggas from a hood standpoint. So when I listen to these conservative stations, they talk about Trump first term was a lot of Democratic shit going on. So, for instance, Trump, like he said, he inherited a lot of his shit, but he inherited a lot of success that he had as well. I know it's tough to hear that shit. It's like, what the fuck you mean, Trump? He inherited success. If we don't believe in Trump, is like Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick didn't get voted in the fucking first round of the fucking Hall of Fame. Everybody pissed. But without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick has looked awful. Fucking awful. His legacy is going in the shit. Niggas is starting to get reminded of the Cleveland Browns, Bill Belichick. So Trump came after Obama, and the motherfucker looked good. It bitch is on autopilot cruise control. Shit is working great. And then Biden got in there, fucked some shit up. Now, listen, I would say this. Biden inherited Trump shit. So you can almost make the argument Trump already set this bitch on a course downhill. And Biden got in the chair and fucking hit the gas and sped this bitch more downhill. Trump got back in the chair trying to hit the brake and realized it ain't no brakes. And so instead of fucking jump out, he hit the gas even more downhill. And that's where we at currently. But at the end of the fucking day, I said to say, because this is what conservative radio talks about. For anybody that listens to conservative AM. Like, if you're ever on a long drive, nigga, fuck that music. I don't listen to music. I fall asleep when I listen to music. I got to hear the AM conservative radio, white people talking about the country. I just love hearing this shit, right? So anyway, it's like listening to the other huddle and shit. So hearing this talk, people are concerned about his inability to be a leader and communicate to and set his foot down like, hey man, this is what it is. He often leans on the advice of his cabinet more than some presidents that'll say, you know what, I heard you, I listened, but I disagree. I'm gonna go with what I feel. That's not really. I know he plays that role when we see him on TV. It makes it look like this and that. So when perfect example, when Trump signed the what do you call that shit? When they sent those round of stimulus checks. Trump, this is some smart shit. It is. I told somebody about this in my last podcast. Rule of business, rule of thumb. If you can take the credit for some shit that you ain't do, take the credit. Trump said, bitch, put my name on the damn checks, bitch. Send them checks out. Put my name on that shit. Trump was against the checks. The motherfucker didn't want the checks to come out. He couldn't stop it. He said, well, fuck it. If the checks finna come out, put my name on the shit. It was a genius idea. It got me to vote for the motherfucker. I remember this time around, I wasn't gonna vote for Kamala no matter what. So they just get that out. We getting that out the gate. But having said that, if it was another candidate, I would have had me a choice to make. And I remember the only reason, I ain't had no reason to fucking vote for Trump other than I kept leaning on the same shit. I said, well, bitch, Trump did have that stimulus check. Bitch, I did. When I got that stimulus check, I never looked back, bitch. I was doing bad. Nigga, I was behind on my rent. I ain't had no money. I said, Lord, if you could save me right now, I'll borrow money from my mama. I said, Lord, I'll never ask my mama for nothing else in my life. And bitch, that check dropped, bitch. I paid my mama back and I never looked back. I'm talking about my life turned around. But it wasn't Trump that turned, it was me that turned my shit around. But I tried to lie to myself and attribute him as a piece of that shit. And now that I'm in his second term with him fully into the chair and with experience and know-how and wherewithal, and this shit is just awful, I said, this cracker don't know what he doing. He don't know what the fuck he doing. He know what he doing, but he don't know it. He don't care about what he doing. It's just like, fuck this shit. Fuck America. It's like, it's almost, I'm just waiting in the days now for Trump to say, man, bitch, us elites, we got a whole nother country we finna move to. I'm of the mindset that no American elite politician, plan on living in America the next 20 years. They already done built this shit somewhere in Israel where there's a global Iron Dome defense or some shit. They somewhere where it's better protection than America. Like, I find it hard to believe that these motherfuckers plan on fucking this country up and taking us to the shithole and then staying here. I don't believe that shit. You gotta have somewhere to go. So unless Tesla and they got some shit out of space and shit, they shit is somewhere overseas where we don't. Anyway, let me stay on my point. So I talked to the white boys. Hey, white boys, this is what the situation is with the immigration policy. I talked to the niggas. I told the niggas, hey man, listen, check this out. This is your reparation. I'm gonna shoot y'all that. White boys say they gonna go with it because I already explained to them the only kind of white boys that's against it. So boom, I got them boys happy. I got the black folks happy. And now I'll come back to the white boys. I'm gonna let the white boys know, listen, they finna stimulate the economy. It's like, you know, the crazy part to be a great president almost seemed like, it's almost like you gotta be like, know how to play both sides at the same time, but be honest with the shit. I gotta tell the white boys the truth. Like, this is what I'm doing for these niggas after I did it already. Cause you can't like tell your plans to white guys. They gonna throw a monkey wrench to your shit. But fucking, I can listen to their shit, tell them what I'm gonna do for them. I achieve what I'm gonna do for them. I can be honest with the niggas because niggas used to not getting nothing. Then I end up being able to deliver for the niggas, which would make me just all-time greatest president. Bitch, Obama gave niggas like some Obamacare or some shit. They say all-time greatest president. Ain't nobody. So if I deliver on reparations for niggas, bitch, I'm the all-time greatest human. Fuck this president. If I deliver on immigration policy for white men, and people think immigration policy about Mexicans and shit, man, fuck all that shit. Bitch, there's so many white men that suffer from Mexicans being deported, that use Mexicans. Bitch, you know how many fucking, dog, you look at in your fucking town and city, and you look at the heating and plumbing. I just looked at this shit today. I ain't gonna call it out in this little place I live at. But I almost want to call it out because the commercial in my head. It's a heating and plumbing company. And I'm looking at the Mexican. He was so scared. He didn't even want to look around. He was just driving with his head straight. And I said, look at these boys. I'm from the days of where we can catch you off the clock and say, man, listen, man, how much I got to pay you to do that? Because they want to make their money. You know what they say, Mr. Sammy. They just say, Mr. Sammy. Mr. Sammy, how much you pay for the new guy? Fuck Mr. Sammy, bitch. I'm ready to shoot you some cash that Mr. Sammy ain't going to give you, nigga. You fuck all that, nigga. I'll shoot you that shit directly. You know how to do it. So the white guys was been making money. They basically was doing what you call racketeering. Bitch, you already know how to do this job. You could start your own company, but you ain't gonna do it without getting this certification. And I could be your apprenticeship, etc. So they was been finessing these chicos and shits. So we fucked up a lot of white men. So white men, if I be the president, is going to understand when we talk about immigration policy, we're not necessarily just talking about getting rid of all the Mexicans. We're talking about probably getting rid of the non-compliant Mexicans or Mexicans who want to start their own business and compete against the Anglo-Saxons. We talk about the motherfucking fake white men that come in this bitch from Portugal and all this other shit, and they learn how to speak English very good and shit. We're talking about them, but they interest lies in Europe. So I've been talking to them about that shit. We're going to be on one accord. Once we on one accord, bitch, I'll be the greatest president ever, dog. Nigga, I'm in this bitch forever, re-elected. And if I die, bitch, these white folk going to tear this bitch up about me, bitch. Bitch, one thing for sure, and I'm going to end this chat like this. The thing that made me most proud about white America, and that's how I know bitch can't never conflict shit to make me feel like it's left versus right. It ain't no left. It ain't no right. That's my whole point to all this shit. Ain't no left, ain't no right, bitch. You either smart or you dumb. When George Floyd got killed and America was stuck in the house, COVID and all that shit, white people was looking for a reason. That was the most dangerous time. It's two most dangerous times in America. March on Wall Street, because that's when we realized we was getting fucked by corporations. And the bomber went, and it couldn't have been no president other than a black president, because a white president wouldn't have been able to get away with that shit. Nigga president, you say that nigga ain't know no better. He don't know what he doing with the money. That bitch went ahead and bailed out Ford and General Motors and all the big banks and Goldman Sachs. And what they turned around and do, they gave out $1 million bonuses in that nigga face. Like, fuck this shit, nigga. Thank you for the bailout. Niggas losing their houses out here. White men losing their. Oh, it's something the white men's over their head. They couldn't take it. They was killing. White suicide was up through the roof. I got this nigga bailing out other white men, and I'm about to lose my fucking $250,000 home. So they were losing their shit. Point that I'm making is, that's the one time I seen a priest get boomed on his shit. A priest in New York protesting, march on Wall Street, and the police picked the priest, a fucking priest, picked him up and boomed him, slapped him on his head, old white man. I said, bitch, if they could do that, nigga, what I don't need to be out there protesting. Y'all slamming old white men on this shit. So then the second time that America top had you know, when you put the top over when you boiling some shit and the bitch start to overcook, is George Floyd. It wasn't necessarily about George Floyd. It's about the fact that we done been stuck in the motherfucking house. We ready to test some shit up. Cause you know this, you don't just like people think it was about George Floyd. Yeah, it started out about George Floyd, but the bitch turned into a bigger movement. The NBA say, fuck this. I was so proud of them rich ass niggas. Fuck this shit. We ain't playing no basketball, nigga. Fuck this shit. Got living in a bubble and shit. Fuck this shit. Everybody said fuck this shit at one time. That's what America always been predicated off for. America is like a bank. If everybody says fuck this shit at once with the bank, this whole system is toppled. And for everybody in America at one time to say, fuck this shit, we stuck in the house, and bitches out there protesting and marching and never sit there, and enough motherfuckers to go against that shit, dog, it was the most beautiful scene. I was so proud of white people, dog, cause white people were getting their ass whooped left and fuck. I ain't never seen that many white people. I ain't never seen a police whoop and tase and beat, baton. Bitch, I almost felt like this shit is not, I felt like I had nothing to complain about. I've been complaining my whole life being black American. I'm seeing white boys get hit with batons in the head. I said, damn, bitch, if these crackers is willing to hit batons in the head against white boys and white women, I don't know about no niggas getting no freedom for real. Bitch, they'll beat their own people down before they give you niggas anything. Anyway, I appreciate all y'all for fucking with me. I'm finna leave while reading these little comments, then I'm out real quick. Somebody say, can you do fair? Bro, go, chicken liver and assault. Candidate that does the best. Whipping their neighbor becomes president. Hey, you're hurting me. Ha ha ha. Drunk brother-in-law. That's one thing that transcends our race and culture. Drunk intermediate family. I can't. Jesus is king. Yo, shit, ear to ear. Bless these niggas, cuz. I love y'all. Let the hate go, young brother. No hate here, bro. Only love. Yo, shit, Jesus is king. Repent, Jesus is king. Jesus is king. To the person saying Jesus is king, just tell me what, and just, well, I say that for another one. All those universities are the same fool. Trump, somebody did like that. Jesus is our savior. Jesus is king. Worship of a nation is worship of a beast. Abandon Rome. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Is it chill for a YouTube man from Atlanta to only fuck with black women? I mean, that sounds normal to me. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Joe Biden's win all the Coke Awards, man. Say, amen. A part in Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Get a job. Jesus is king. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Nobody on here listens. They just talk. Is it chill? The same question. Goddamn. Pepsi and Coke. Left wing / right wing, same bird. Yo, if you become president, I need to be part of the cabinet. Most deaf. We got to get your qualifications, but most deaf. And I'm white as fuck. I'm most deaf. Eric Collier said, let's be equal, stop the racism. That's a beautiful thing. Giannis said, if you president, I'm moving out. Nigga, you can move out now. You ain't gotta wait for me to be president. I buy you a ticket out this bitch. I buy you a one-way ticket anywhere in the world, nigga. If we make one deal, I need to know one woman in your family. I get to have her, and I buy your one-way ticket out anywhere you want. You can't come back. We snatching you. You denouncing your citizenship, nigga. You ain't gotta wait for me to be president. The sender further said, bro, Casey Miller correct. We've already profited 88 million off of tariffs. What we doing with that 88 million? Casey Miller, actually they do work. Casey Miller, it's off the muscle, most done. David almost said, you've been listening to local media, brother. Bro, I listen to AM talk. I listen to all this shit for entertainment, but AM radio is the really shit, the last of the real. Happy Wednesday, hey guys. Down Central Jesus. You gotta fuck that name, dog. It's funny, but I ain't gonna laugh at that. Yana said, Cal. Somebody say, not the illegal immigration, the little boy immigration to do the bad borders ours. Case Mill said no tariffs are actually paying back taxes, and we're not hurting from that. Buy local message is to bring back jobs to America. We'll talk about that another time. Shout out to your opinion on that though, but I will engage in that another time because I got something to say about that. Down Central Jesus said, haha, Americans pay the tariffs. This Down Central Jesus really hates America. Case Miller said, but how? He said, Google it. The extra cost is added on to your bill. Though taxes, and then Casey Miller responded, through taxes, the traditional style of tariffs. Casey Miller said, we're not asking anymore, my guy. Down Central said, it's basically a tax. Just Google how tariffs work. Casey Miller said, it's not under these specific circumstances. Taylor Reese said, white man here. Hey, shout out to all the white boys fucking with me for real though, Lord though. Giannis said, I'm African American, quite literally African, naturalized American, but I'm not a nigga. I'm Giannis. Casey Miller said, yes, in the traditional sense. Down Central said, if you order a foreign product, you pay the tariffs, not the seller. Casey Miller said, but we're not asking for tariffs, we're imposing them. And they're not getting international support from the U.S. anymore. Down Central say, Casey, yes. Trump puts tariffs on other countries for goods coming into USA from there. Casey Miller said, I think you need to reanalyze what I'm talking about. Down Central Jesus says, so the cost goes up and you pay for it. Casey Miller responds, see how that works? Down Central says, Casey, you need a crash course in economics. Casey Miller responds, we're in the middle of cutting out Europe. That's a beautiful combat. Hell of a combat. Damn, bro. Y'all almost make me want to keep this shit going. I wish I had been reading this because there's really so much to add to this. You're absolutely right, Casey Miller. Down Central says, Europe made deal with India. Matter of fact, y'all finna make me prolong this shit real quick, but I just gotta read these comments. Europe made deal with India. Down Central then comes back said, Canada with China. USA isolation will hurt it. Case Miller says, okay, I don't know what you don't see that's happening, but hey, you think that way. Down Central says, Casey, just Google it and read slowly. Case Miller says, I think you need to. Just interpret what you read carefully. Michael Ramel says, computer activate amazing vibes and successful and bountiful screaming career. You've been programmed. Awesome. I'm programmed. I'm turning the knobs on my head and shit. Down Central says, if USA charges tariffs on, for example, Canadian steel, the price of the steel goes up by the percentage. The person from the U.S. who purchased the steel pays the extra cost. Down Central Jesus says, the tariff is only on the products coming into the USA. Casey Miller, there it is. Down Central Jesus, laughing out loud. Now, before I read any more into this shit, because I don't know how long this is going to go, so let me just talk before I forget some points. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, how tariffs work. So the uphold Casey Miller point and to acknowledge Down Central what he's trying to say. He's trying to say the American taxpayer pays the cost. No doubt. But, and this is the big but, like I said, this is a long game. It's not a short game. Yes, the American taxpayer pays the cost. But then guess what the American taxpayers say? I'm tired of paying the cost. I'm not just going to buy this shit no more. So now the sales go down. You see how that works? We all understand. Let's get anybody coming in this room, that anybody see this chat, need to know Tariffs are on the citizens of that country. But the citizens of that country will then say, I'm not going to buy this shit. It's cost too much. I used to eat ramen noodles all my life. Now this shit $5. Now when the next noodle company come up that I could get inside of America for $2, because that's what inspires ingenuity, innovation. Motherfuckers say, well, shit, hey, man, we can undercut those ramen noodle sales. Ramen noodles used to sell for $1 in America, and ramen noodles used to have $1 billion profit. And ramen noodles is only able to sell for $1 in America because they made their product overseas for 20 cents. Well, guess what? We can go to America, and they're gonna cost us more to make in America. Maybe our shit costs $1 to make other than the 20 cent. But we can still turn around and sell our shit for $2 in America and make $1 profit. And now we can pick that same $1 billion profit ramen noodles was making at that 20% cost of making. See, ramen noodles, like if I don't know if noodles is a good example, but let's use Nike. Nike made in the Philippines by the children. So if a Nike costs $5 to fucking make, and niggas say, now obviously this is different because Nike has more of a branding. Like when it comes to food, Americans don't really care about food as much as they do their clothes. I know that shit sound crazy, right? But Americans is a loyal to products. Americans, Gucci, Gucci, Nike, Nike. Nigga don't want to wear no fake. It ain't never became popular for niggas to wear fake Nikes. I'm just giving an example to say that if you can make a product better than Nike inside of America and sell it for what Nike used to sell a price after terrorists make this shit go up, it's you in the game. So obviously it wouldn't work in the clothing hemisphere, but it would work in the food hemisphere. It would work in the product and steel and wood and shit that can be made other places, rubber and shit like, well, rubber is dealing with trees in that certain parts of the world, but anything that can be replicated in another country that they can make on a mass scale, yeah, you take the loss early. America take the hit early, but what it sends the message to the company is, I'm losing out with my, because these companies go public. The biggest thing any company wants to do is pay off their who? Stockholders. They don't give a fuck about their employees. They don't give a fuck about the customers. They care about the stockholders. Motherfuckers start selling stocks. When I think that your quarterly earnings, and I see that your quarterly earnings is affected, now I gotta sell this stock. That's what tariffs is supposed to be. But it's a long game. It's not a short game. I think the part Donald Trump lied to the people, or the people wasn't anticipating. And even still, Donald Trump never had his heart in a place that he was gonna do the right thing with the tariffs. Cause you remember that bitch just said recently, and they said, "I thought you said you were giving a rebate." He said, "I said what? Huh? Who?" Yeah, bitch had to clear out the white side of the ear. You said I was getting who money? But you said we getting all that money for terrorism and we rich. You say we all finna get paid. I ain't say that shit. I said I was giving a military, a honor, a heroes award. I was giving a hero rebate, bitch. They switched that shit. He was ready to switch. And I ain't giving any hero rebate. You had to be shot. Oh, yeah, we had to be shot. Yeah, you had to be in the military and you had to get shot. And you had to get a Purple Heart. And you had to motherfucker jump on the ID. Bitch, if you ain't did none of that shit, we had to jump on the, yeah, you had to jump on the ID. I don't care about the people that was in your battalion. You had to be the one jump on the ID. Bitch. Like, that bitch made so many stipulations, but let's get back to reading this shit and I'm be out of this shit. Casey Miller. Products coming to America will be taxed doing what exactly? Down syndrome. Costing more to the U.S. consumer. Down syndrome. You pay the extra tariff called Casey Miller. Okay, but nice way to dodge exactly what I said before. American made in America. We have the resources across this great country. Down syndrome. If you order steel from Canada and Trump put a 15% tariff, it means the prices go up 15%. Guess who pays that? You. Down syndrome Jesus. Yeah, you don't pay tariffs on your own products. Down syndrome Jesus. That's not a tariff. Gamer guy says, I'm American Indian. We was treated like garbage. Let me get through this shit. I gotta get through this. The outlet just say tariffs on no foreign product down water still refined oil. See Venezuela rare minerals. Down Central says lumber. Spoken Truth said, what do you think about South Africa and corruption? I'm gonna just be honest. I've been trying to keep this shit under an hour, so I'm gonna just keep this bitch pushing. I ain't gonna even tell you what I think about South Africa and corruption. If y'all niggas ain't fixed that shit after Nelson Mandela, like I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all niggas gotta free yourselves in South Africa. Let me just make this quick point for any South African come across this shit. Y'all gotta free yourselves. Y'all never came to free us. The bitch that I heard a comedian say it, but this shit is true. Bitch, them crackers kidnapped us from Africa, and y'all ain't never came to this bitch to save us. Y'all ain't sent no rescue parties, no search missions. Bitch, we had to free ourselves. We had to go to 400 years of slavery. Bitch, like, we can't free you niggas. You niggas gotta free yourself. Y'all got a whole continent. Y'all let a white people come take over 10% of the goddamn continent, and you bitches own 100% of the continent. If y'all ain't never was able to get their pussy ass up out of that shit, that means these white people is right about something. I hate to admit that shit, but they right about something. I ain't never seen 10% of niggas niggas that could go take over 10% of Europe, and then the rest of 90% of Europe don't come and get these niggas up out of there. Show me niggas that could go to any part of Europe. Even Europe is weak as fuck. Donald Trump exposed how weak Europe is. But even still, show me niggas that could go to Europe right now. I know we did it in the past. We the Moors. We just all our shit was in all the countries. I get that. What I'm saying in 2026, show me some niggas that can go claim a piece of that bitch and start apartheid and shit like that. You niggas got such a desire. You Africans are so friendly. You niggas want to ask me about what I think about South African corruption. I think you niggas is too friendly in South Africa. I think y'all don't have the mental capacity, intellectual capacity. Yeah, y'all smart. Y'all invented the algebra. We come from y'all allegedly and all this shit in America. But you niggas is too Hey, my friend. Hey, would you like to see my village? Would you like to see my wife? Would you like to look at my little 5-year-old kid, my 6-year-old kid, and roam around my village and extort us and see where we live? And use all kind of money and make all the capital and take all our resources? You niggas is too friendly. You niggas ain't over like, you niggas not on no Fidel Castro shit, bitch. Fidel Castro came in that bitch when he came to power. Batista had done sold out Cuba. Batista was a big sellout. Fidel came into power. He said, listen, thanks, America. Y'all done made these nice little countries. I mean, nice companies and shit. This is awesome. This is great. We got this shit from here. And America was like, what you mean we got this shit from here? We don't establish this. Batista allowed us to. I get it. I know. Y'all established these nice little companies. We're going to learn how to work this shit ourselves. Get the fuck out. You Africans won't do that shit. Thank you, Britain. You Britons done came and act like you done colonized us and made us some nice, civil, dignified people. Same way you did in Australia. You took over the Aboriginal shit and made it. We get it. That's nice. That's awesome. Get the fuck out. You niggas sell each other out more than anybody. Ain't no white man coming to save you. China definitely not gonna save you. And ain't no black American coming to save you. Unless you got some big booty hoes for us. Like, nigga, like, they got enough gangs in America that I would like to think these gangs would be so organized, but even America would jump into that and get these niggas a RICO. But if these gangs was organized, call the Crips, call the Bloods. Say, listen, you could get half of South Africa if you come free us from these colonizers. We promise you 10 million big booty hoes. You niggas do that, we promise you 10 million big booty hoes and $5 billion to split. And you niggas get half of the buildings to live and build your own this and that, how many such and such acres and shit. You do some kind of deal like that, I'm not a part of no game, but bitch, I didn't start a game to come free you niggas and say you niggas. But outside of me giving a fuck about some South African shit ain't got nothing to do with me, kid. That's where we at with that. Anyway, Case Miller said, laugh now, you got it down, Central Jesus, but even the name you have speaks values on values. It wouldn't be a capitalistic country. You have every opportunity, they build their own destiny. Gamer guy said, we need a $25 an hour minimum wage. You know what's so funny? That's not hard to obtain, but it's impossible to obtain under the structure we have. You think about, like, a lot of people like look at what I'm gonna talk about some funny shit real quick. The biggest reset, the biggest economical reset in America, not American, in world history, was COVID. Before COVID, when Joe Biden was running for president, when he first ran for president, Joe Biden biggest thing that he ran on was making a national federal. See, fuck just state. Federal minimum wage $15 an hour. That was the reset right there. If motherfuckers would have got that without a COVID, imagine COVID never happens. And the federal and Joe Biden keeps his promise. His first year, this shit is set to $15 an hour with the cost of living. You remember how cheap shit you could get? Like, it's hard for niggas to even remember how cheap shit was before COVID. But with the prices of houses and homes and food and clothing and all the necessities, gas prices, the price of everything before COVID at $15 an hour was gonna change this fucking whole country. And the elite was not going for that shit. And it was what easy to obtain. Now here we is, what, 9 years after Biden first became president, 5 years, 6 years after, and bitch ain't no change. And the not only has the federal minimum wage not went up, but shit is just worse. So 25 is plausible, but the elite's not gonna never let that shit happen, dog. You can forget about that. Casey Miller said, you can build anything you want. It's yours. You're right. It's no one can take that from you. Casey Miller said, someone just need to inform you how it works. I felt the same way about socialism. It doesn't work, brother. And this is my last point I'll leave out on this. And shout out to Casey Miller and shout out to Even Found for contributing. Socialism. People say socialism doesn't work. Medicare, Social Security, retirement, 401k. Any program that you put into that pays off the general, even just taxes itself, is socialism. Police get paid off of socialism. Army soldiers get paid off of socialism. If it wasn't that, then they would have to create their own product that they making in their own industry to create their own money. If it was if we lived off of all the way capitalistic society, the army would be out here fucking being security for whatever country. They would be mercenaries. Hey, you need my protection, right? Okay, bitch, y'all got to pay my army this and much to be here. You got to pay for our base. Why are American taxpayers paying for bases in other countries? That's socialism. The socialism really should be, if it was capitalism, capitalism would say, hey, if we're going to keep our military base here, we're going to protect you motherfuckers. We're going to keep our military base here. You got to pay for this shit. This is kind of what Trump was alluding to when he's saying NATO got to pay. The fucking European, EU, all these motherfuckers got to pay for our protection. That's capitalism. We live in a socialist society where this bitch is built off of socialism and motherfuckers like we can't say where the money goes. That's part of this whole thing what I did tonight where I made a joke out of, and I want people to understand this is like, I'm dead ass serious, but I made it a joke, which to say if I was president. Because if I was president, Americans would be in control of their money, their destiny. We're not. We ain't gonna never be in control of our money. Bitch can argue this and that and vote for whoever you want to vote and talk about you far left and far right, mid left and mid right. We ain't gonna never. We live in a socialist country. I hate when bitches like to say, oh, they sound commie. There go the commies. What the fuck is a commie? Do you know what a commie is? No, you don't. Communism is so close to socialism and America has so many socialist programs. How in the fuck could we ever say, what? Bitch, we be paying for the millionaires to not have no taxes. Nigga, what you talking about? Like, we pay for millionaires to not pay for no tax. Millionaires, they got so many videos of millionaires on YouTube talk about they borrow from the banks. We hold a bitch with a whole $1 billion borrowing from the bank. And that's socialist right there. And the bank gives that motherfucker the money every time, but won't give you a motherfucking dollar of your own money. Bitch, you got 50, 60, 80 racks in the bank right fucking now. And the bank say they won't even give you 40 racks as a loan. And you got 80 in that bitch. But they'll give your 80 plus 30 other motherfuckers 80 grand to this one fucking millionaire who might default on his shit. And you want to tell me we don't live in a socialist country? Boy, stop. Nigga, you niggas I ain't never heard. You don't even know about no socialists. So, bitch, we live in a socialist fucking economy and system that capitalizes. Here go the catch, and I end it like this. We live in a socialist country that capitalizes off the ignorant minds. That's the only thing capitalist is about this shit. Capitalize off the confusion and the ignorance of the motherfuckers who were so entertained by the foolishness and shenanigans. With that said, I don't know shit. I'm just a dumb nigga. I've been speaking of shit that I don't know about, and I won't talk like this no more. Y'all take care. Love. God bless, man. That part. And anybody of importance that watched this video, I was just popping shit. I'm drunk, like somebody called me the drunk uncle. I don't know shit. I'm inebriated. Where am I? Who is? I can't see. I can't see. I got an end. Where's the end button? End. I gotta find the end button. I can't see. I'm losing my eyesight. Oh shit.